Hi there. Hello, my good comrade, friend, and confidant. You have just clicked on a video that is none other than Peter Kropotkin, the Paris Commune, written in June of 1880, which was like a couple years back. There are three sections to this particular document. Part 1 is the place of the commune and socialist evolution, which will be this episode. The second part is how the commune failed to realize its true aim and yet set that aim before the world. And part 3 is the teachings of the commune in modern socialism. You may be asking yourselves, why are you saying things in that voice? That's weird. And it's mostly to entertain myself, but like 20% of it is to entertain you. And I'm gonna be playing some video games, like The Binding of Isaac. Now, fair warning, I'm not good at these games, but I I'm not a gamer. I'm a person who talks over things. Anyway, enjoy. 1. The place of the commune in socialist evolution. On March 18th, 1871, the people of Paris rose against a despised and detested government and proclaimed the city independent, free, belonging to itself. This overthrow of the central power took place without the usual stage effects of revolution, without the firing of guns, without the shedding of blood upon barricades. When the armed people came out into the streets, the rulers fled away, the troops evacuated the town, the civil functionaries hurriedly retreated to Versailles, carrying everything they could with them. The government evaporated like a pond of stagnant water in a spring breeze. And on the 19th, the city of Paris found herself free from the impurity which had defiled her, with the loss of scarcely a drop of her children's blood. Yet the change thus accomplished began a new era in that long series of revolutions whereby the peoples are marching from slavery to freedom under the name Commune of Paris. A new idea was born to become the starting point for future revolutions. But anyway, as is always the case, this fruitful idea was not the product of some one individual's brain, of the conceptions of some philosopher. It was born of the collective spirit. It sprang from the heart of a whole community. But at first, it was vague, and many of those who acted upon and gave their lives for it did not look at it in the light in which we see it today. They did not realize the full extent of the revolution they inaugurated or the fertility of the new principle they tried to put in practice. It was only after they had begun to apply it that its future bearing slowly dawned upon them. It was only afterward, when the new principle came to be thought out, that it grew definite and precise and was seen in all its clearness, in all its beauty, its justice, and the importance of its results. During the 5 or 6 years that came before the Commune, socialism had taken a new departure in the spread and rapid growth of the International Working Men's Association. In its local branches and general congresses, the workers of Europe met together and took counsel with another upon the social question as they had never done before. Among those who saw that social revolution was inevitable and were actively busy in making ready for it, one problem above all others seemed to press for solution. The existing development of industry will force a great economic revolution upon our society. This revolution will abolish private property, will put in common all the capital piled up by previous generations. But what form of political grouping will be most suited to these changes in our economic system? They asked. And they were like, hey, the grouping must not be merely national. the International Working Men's Association were like, it must extend across all artificial frontiers and boundary lines, man. You know? No borders, bro. And soon this grand idea sunk into the hearts of the peoples and took fast hold of their minds, though it has been hunted down. I said hunted down. There has been hunted down ever since by the united efforts of every species of reactionary. It is alive, nevertheless, and when the voice of the people in revolt shall melt the obstacles to its development, it will reappear stronger than ever before. But it still remained to discover what should be the component parts of this vast association. To this question, two answers were given because, of course, there can't just be one answer. There has to be at least two. Each the expression of a distinct current of thought. One said the popular state, the other said anarchy. And here we are today. The German socialists advocated that the state should take possession of all accumulated wealth and give it over to associations of workers, and further should organize production and exchange, and generally watch over the life and activities of society. To them, the socialist of the Latin race, not entirely sure what if that means what I think it means. Yeah, I think it does. Strong and revolutionary experience replied that it would be a miracle if such a state could ever exist, but if it could, it would surely be the worst of tyrannies. Well, all right. This ideal of the all-powerful and beneficent state is merely a copy from the past, they said, and they confronted it with a new ideal, anarchy, that is the total abolition of the state and social organization from the simple to the complex by means of the free federation of popular groups of producers and consumers. It was soon admitted, even by the more liberal-minded state socialists, that anarchy certainly represented a much better sort of organization than that aimed at by the popular state. But, they said, the anarchist ideal is so far off that just now we cannot trouble about it. Come on, guys, why even think about it? It's so far off. And they were like, at the same time, it is true that the anarchist theory did need some short, clear mode of expression, some formula at once simple and practical to show plainly its point of departure and embody its conceptions, to indicate how it was supported by an actually existing tendency among the people. A federation of workers, unions, and groups of consumers, regardless of frontiers and quite independent of existing states, seemed too vague, and moreover it was easy to see that it could not fully satisfy all the infinite variety of human requirements, if you know what I'm talking about. You know, food, clothes, medicine, other things. A clearer formula was wanted, one more easily grasped, and one which had a firm foundation in the realities of actual life. Imagine that. If the question had merely been how best to elaborate a theory, we should have said theories, as theories are not of so very much importance. That was a sentence. That's exactly how he wrote it. I didn't even jack with that. Are not of so very much importance. All right. 1880 literary style. But as long as a new idea has not found a clear, precise form of statement, growing naturally out of things as they actually exist, it does not take hold of men's minds, it does not inspire them to enter upon a decisive struggle. The people do not fling themselves into the unknown without some positive and clearly formulated idea to serve them, so to say, as a springboard when they reach the starting point. As for the starting point, they must be led up to it by life itself. For 5 whole months, Paris had been isolated by the German besiegers. For 5 whole months, she had to draw upon her own vital resources and had learned to know the immense economic, intellectual, and moral strength which she possessed. She had caught a glimpse of her own force of initiative and realized what it meant. At the same time, she had seen that the parading crew is supposed to be pirating crew? No, it's not supposed to be pirating crew. That's definitely not it. Parading crew, sure. Who seized power had no idea how to organize either the defense of France or its internal development. Right there. She had seen the central government at cross purposes with every manifestation of the intelligence of the mighty city. Finally, she had come to realize that any government must be powerless to guard against great disasters or to smooth the path of rapid evolution. During the siege, her defenders, her workers, had suffered the most frightful privations. I'm going to say words weird, and that's just going to happen. While her idlers reveled in insolent luxury, and thanks to the central government, she had seen the failure of every attempt to put an end to these scandals. Each time that her people had showed signs of a desire for a free scope, the government had added weight to their chains. So that's bad. Naturally, such experiences gave birth to the idea that Paris must make herself an independent commune able to realize within her walls the wishes of her citizens. The Commune of 1871 could be nothing but a first attempt. Beginning at the close of a great war hemmed in between two armies ready to join hands and crush the people, it dared not unhesitatingly set forth upon the path of economic revolution. It neither boldly declared itself socialist, nor proceeded to the expropriation of capital, nor the organization of labor. It did not even take stock of the general resources of the city, which sounds like the first thing that you should probably do in a revolution, but, I mean, who am I to judge them? I've never single-handedly taken Paris into my own hands. Not yet, anyway. Give me, 3 months. Anyway, nor did it break with the tradition of the state of representative government. It did not seek to effect within the commune that very organization from the simple to the complex which it inaugurated without by proclaiming the independence and free federation of communes. But anyway, yet it is certain that if the Commune of Paris could have lived a few months longer, it would have been inevitably driven by the force of circumstances toward both these revolutions. Let us not forget that the French middle class spent altogether 4 years, from 1789 to 1793, in revolutionary action before they changed a limited monarchy into a republic. Ought we then to be astonished that the people of Paris did not cross with one bound the space between an anarchist commune and the government of the spoilers? But let us also bear in mind that the next revolution, which in France and Spain at least will be communal is what I meant to say, communal, will take up the work of the Commune in Paris, where it was interrupted by the massacres of the Versailles soldiery. Thanks, Versailles soldiery. Dick move. The Commune was defeated, and too well we know how the middle class avenged itself for the scare given it by the people when they shook their ruler's yoke loose upon their necks. It proved that there really are two classes in our modern society. On one side, the man who works and yields up to the monopolist of property more than half of what he produces, and yet lightly passes over the wrong done by his masters. On the other, the idler, The spoiler, hating his slave, ready to kill him like game, animated by the most savage instincts as soon as he is menaced in his possession. Yeah, that's pretty much it. After having shut in the people of Paris and closed all means of exit, the Versailles government let loose soldiers upon them, soldiers brutalized by drink and barrack life who had been publicly told to make short work of the wolves and their cubs. To the people it was said, "You shall perish, whatever you do. If you are taken with arms in your hands, death. If you use them, death. If you beg for mercy, death. Whichever way you turn, right, left, back, forward, up, down, death. You are not merely outside the law, you are outside humanity. Neither age nor sex shall save you and yours. You shall die, but first you shall taste the agony of your wife, your sister, your mamma, your sons and daughters, even those in the cradle. Before your eyes, the wounded man shall be taken out of the ambulance and hacked with the bayonet or knocked down with the butt end of a rifle. He shall be dragged living by his broken leg or bleeding arm and flung like a suffering, groaning bundle of refuse into the gutter. Death! Death! Death!" That was really silly voice for such a fucked up sentiment. But, that's how we do. After this mad orgy, these piles of corpses, this wholesale extermination came the petty revenge, the cat o' nine tails, the irons and the ship's hold, singular, the blows and insults of the jailers, the semi-starvation, all the refinements of cruelty. Can the people forget these base deeds? Overthrown, but not conquered, the Commune in our days is born again. It is no longer a dream of the vanquished, caressing in imagination the lovely mirage of hope. No, the Commune of today is becoming the visible and definite aim of the revolution rumbling beneath our feet. The idea is sinking deep into the masses. It is giving them a rallying cry. We count on the present generation to give about the social revolution within the Commune, to put an end to the ignoble system of middle-class exploitation, to rid the people of the tutelage of the state, to inaugurate a new era of liberty, equality, solidarity, and the evolution of the human race. And that's the end of part 1. However, we still have a couple minutes more of Isaac to get through, as you probably noticed when you moved your mouse cursor over the video window. There's like 6 minutes left? Was it 8? Anyway, here's just me talking about some stuff. First of all, this Isaac run, again, not a good Isaac player, or a video game player in general, but I got super lucky. Like, Brimstone homing shots just fucking give me the W right now. That was the second luckiest run I've ever got. And the first luckiest run I ever got was immediately before this, where I was playing Azazel on greed mode, and I got Ludovico technique, and it's not like I'm an expert on the items and knowing what they are, and I thought it was a tech item, so I got one of the best synergies that there is, just completely by accident. So I guess I have fuckhead's luck. And then I got one of the other best synergies. Basically, I keep getting Brimstone, which is super lucky. The really unlucky thing is that whole run that I did before, where I was like, on my first try of playing greed mode ever, completely smoked it, and I didn't hit the record button. So that was a teaching moment. But anyway, Don't expect too many runs like these where I smoke it. You might have also noticed that I have nothing unlocked, and that's because I have nothing unlocked, because I'm not really a gamer so much as I am a person who talks over things again. So you'll probably see the progression of that if I keep doing more of these videos. 20, I think it ended at 24 minutes. So let's actually talk about what we just read. So communes, right? How about that? You can see me stalling. They're real good. I've always thought like that movie Les Mis would have been much better if it were about the Paris Commune instead of like it was like the October Revolution, and they were basically another time a bunch of young dudes died in vain. Anyway, recording this January 26th, 2017. Pretty messed up shit that's going on in America right now. Wonder if the internet will be censored. Wonder if we'll go to nuclear war or have to get drafted or, just kind of die, or the planet will just kill us off. Kind of worried about that. But, whatever. Just fucking smoke weed, play video games. And, yeah. And then there's the whole, is it morally acceptable to punch a fascist argument? And I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why it's an argument. Honestly. Is punching a crime? It's assault, right? I don't know. I do lots of crimes because I'm a cool leftist person that's a rebel. And I'm definitely not just stalling so you don't watch the last 2.5 minutes of this video in silence. But you know what? Enough talking about me. How was your day? How have you been? How are your wife and kids? You don't have any. Okay. Who's subscribing to this channel? I did like 5 videos, and then I kind of had to do other things in life. And that was like 6 months ago. And now I have like, and not a lot of subscribers, but compared to how many words are hard. Subscribers I had, I've got like several times that. So I think my laissez-faire method of promoting myself really worked out. I think doing nothing was really the right way for me to gain traction. Why has no one ever thought of that? Hey, instead of like publishing like daily like videos, or like putting a lot of work and effort into everything that you do, and really building your YouTube channel, with a real consistent content releasing strategy, no, it turns out all of that is complete bunk, because all you have to do is just not even go on that account for several months, and then booyah, 1 million subscribers, and you're getting cash checks in the bank for a bajillion. I mean, I wonder if I just leave this video and don't come back for like years, if the planet still exists by then, I'll probably have enough money to buy myself a new gas mask. But tish, apocalypse humor. Anyway, I think the run is probably done by this point. So I'm gonna let you go. I'll see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.